Hey everybody, happy to see you guys. I am on the road but not driving, so I've decided to share a few thoughts while I have some time because I've been pretty busy. And before I start, I would like to say that I'm currently working on making a separate email for you guys, so I can answer your letters better. I've been really overwhelmed, so if you didn't get a response from me, please don't take it personally. I will have some kind of Ask Veronika email, and somebody's helping me to sort it out. So, and we're going to have a call next, probably in about a week, so we can talk and discuss some important issues. But right now, I'm sitting here. Tomorrow I'm going to see Gangsters of Chicago. I'm going to a performance tomorrow, so I'm really excited. Yes, it's a gift from a very nice person. So let's talk a little bit about a little bit more insights about single motherhood or even single parenting. I've got a lot of different response for my single mom video, and I would like to address one of the concerns that if you are in a relationship with a single mom, that she might put you down in front of her son or daughter, that she will choose bad behavior over your authority. And I would like to say, I really cannot say so much about American women because I just really don't know. But in our mentality, in Russian, Ukrainian, or Slavic overall, when we decide to be in a relationship with a man, regardless of how strong we are, how powerful we are, we really praying inside of us that our man is taking the lead, and we are giving him the right to discipline our child, because when you become in a family, you are a family, and very few, I would say, even like that, no smart woman would choose bad behavior of her child when he's misbehaving over the authority of her new husband, her new man, just because it's not wise. I totally understand that some of you might have had issues with that, or that's what you've heard, but we aren't trying to put our men down. That is not our goal. We're actually happy that we have somebody who can put our son or daughter in check. That is the benefit, and that is something that we appreciate from you, because a single mom can basically do a lot of things, and a lot of them doing a wonderful job of raising their children, but there is something about male authority, there is something about this dad figure, man's role figure, father figure, that's just a presence, I would say maybe the fear or respect makes the trick, and a smart lady would not ever try to put her man down in front of a child. Now, if she's not happy with something, she will talk to you before that. These things, they have to be discussed, but usually the whole point why our ladies appreciate men who want to be in that role is because of that very reason, that they can step up and show by example, what leadership in a family is, and they can stop the child when they're misbehaving or when they're crossing the boundaries. So I totally understand that that's a concern for many of you, and you know, that's not for everybody. I totally agree with that. It is more challenging to have a relationship with 2 people or maybe 3 people, you know, when there's a child or 2. But it's also have a lot of benefits. You know, I receive a lot of letters from guys who are in their 40s and 50s and they're very lonely, you know, and just some of you were married, some of you were not. And so aren't we saying no to possibilities when before even we met the person we say, oh no, a woman with children, no, oh, no, or a man with children, you know, a single dad, oh no. But maybe in this world we would have more happy couples and more happy families if we actually would give that a chance. Sometimes we cut things off before we ever discovered what they are. You know, if you complaining that you are lonely and you are somewhere in your midlife and you are lonely, and you know, maybe that's why you are lonely, because you do not love people. Because you do not give them a chance. You know, this is just my raw thoughts. You guys know how I roll. I just share, you know, what's in my mind. Society always have stigma and limitations and everything, but you know, there are some people that figured out one thing. They figured out how to be happy. So I hope that you are one of those people that before you commit to certain belief, before you kind of buy into certain stereotype, you check it for yourself. Because, you know, it's the joy of our world. That's, you know, it's a variety of options, variety of lifestyles. And obviously for some people this would never work, and if you know that right away, you know, that is a good thing. So you just know right away that wouldn't work for you. But what I'm talking about is sometimes we actually don't know, but we think that we do very often. So I'm adding some more thoughts on this touchy subject. You know, it's so funny for me because I don't really see I think that most of our problems are really made up, that they really don't exist, but we make sure that, you know, we keep them there. We make sure that we, you know, we have some limits and we holding on to them like it's a piece of gold. Like, don't take it away from me. I want to be as miserable as I can, as long as possible. But going back, one more aspect about the single motherhood is that something, guys, you really need to know. Talking again about Eastern European culture, no sane woman who is in her mind ever planned to be a single parent, ever. It's almost like by default when you have a child, you know, sometimes you even agree for some relationships that aren't so great for you, but you do it, you know, you do it because, you know, you're trying to do everything to mend the broken pieces, or to, you know, you just, because, you know, you want to keep that family. And so as men, I don't think there are very many men that go into a relationship and have a child who are in their mind and really dreaming to lose this family. So it's very, very, you know, it's very, very individual. And if somebody in this situation, it doesn't say anything about them. It only says that they're taking responsibility and taking care and of their child, and the way they're doing it says a lot about them. because something that's supposed to be divided for two parents, you know, kind of going on the shoulders on just one parent. So it's not easy. It's not easy, and at the same time, I don't know any sane people I've ever met that planned, you know, to get married, you know, and have a child and be a single parent. I don't think that ever happened. So just remembering that life happens. Sometimes we cannot change things, but attitude toward it and just doing your best. And if one day somebody knocking on your door, you know, not literally, well, maybe, and you see a possibility of happiness for you, maybe something you had never had, maybe you never had the child's laughter in your house, maybe you never had, you know, kids for Christmas in your house, maybe it's something to look into. If you complain that you are lonely, thank you.